Hello and welcome back. I am just coming down to the bakery to do a little bit of a delivery. Now, I must confess, none of these products have been produced on the farm, they have been bought. But I was looking at some of the things we've now got being produced by our animals, and I thought actually it might be a good idea to get some cake going at the bakery that we have already anyway. So to kind of help speed things along a bit, get things kind of started, well, obviously we're going to get eggs from the chickens, but I've bought a small pallet of eggs just to get us started. We're getting milk from the cows, but I bought a little bit of milk to get us started because we also then need to get our milk changed into butter, which we haven't got a production set up for yet. Whether we do or not in the future, I'm still deciding whether we go down that route. The next thing, strawberries. We don't have our own greenhouses going, and I'm not sure if we will set them up or not. Production chain menu, let's set that. Our cake is already running, brilliant. Yeah, sugar as well I've started off with because we'll have our sugar beet, which we will start making into sugar, but the sugar beet obviously isn't ready to be harvested yet, so we have to wait for that to be ready to harvest, and then we have to go through the procedure for making it into sugar. I have got some harvesting contracts going, as you might have seen from that screen. So the Colossus is heading round to the fields and just knocking out the harvest on those. So here is one of them, just in here. I've then got the case heading along behind with the baler, so that is doing the clear up, and I will now head around with the voucher and do the bale collection. I am stationary. There we go. So I will hit through and do a couple of these. I have done some contracts off screen. I've done a baling contract on field 31. I am sort of in the middle of a baling contract on 32. The bales are all made. I just need to go and collect them, and then what I'll do is, rather than wrapping them, because I don't have the kit to wrap, it's silage bales, so I will deliver 80,000 litres of my silage that's in my silo. I'll deliver that, and so the contract will be fulfilled, and then we will just keep the bales. That will work out well for us and for the farmer involved. I've sort of negotiated a little bit with the farmers, because these fields are so close to our land that we're slowly but surely buying up. In return for the work we've done for them, we will get a reduced price on the field, which works very much for us. Means we get the field a bit cheaper. We are probably just about ready to buy the fields now financially, so that will work out quite well. It works out well for us in the sense that we've got a reduced field, reduced cost of field. However, it does mean that we can't harvest them instantly. So, although saying that, I would imagine, given that these bales are coming in at about 30,000 litres a bale, I would think of the 5 bales we've got off. Is it 5 or 6 bales? We'll find out in a second. That we've got off the field. We'll probably be keeping 2 or 3 of those. So I don't think it's worked out that bad a deal for us. Right, has this dropped a bale up here? Nope, I think that's it for what's on this field at the moment. So, on the basis that it will very shortly be my hedge, I am just going to very cheekily go kadoink. And we'll pick these bales up as well. Take them all back to the farm. And then I will sort out the silage delivery for this farmer. So having picked those bales up, that's 130,000 litres of grass has come off. We have to provide 80,000 for the contract. So we're getting a good little amount left over. As you can see through these trees, I've mowed the grass here as well. I came in and I thinned out a lot of the trees. The lumber is somewhere. I can't remember where. We'll sort it out. I think I've put it somewhere near one of our productions that needs lumber. There we go. We'll just boop those there. So, yeah, I think it's by possibly the paper mill, all of the lumber. So I just took out some of the trees, the really awkward ones that won't be harvested with a tree harvester. What I'll do over winter is I will come in with a tree harvester and I will harvest the rest of the trees from this area. So when I come through in the winter with the tree harvester, this will all then be one big field. And as it kind of joins into 32 as well, it could all be... It's not going to be the widest, but it might be quite nice as a sort of longer field rather than 2 small fields in a forestry area. So that is what my hope is for that bit. Right, so we need to drop this off here, and I will now go and deliver the silage for the contract on field 32. We'll then have a look at the bank balance and we might buy field 31 and 32 because we may have to get round to muck spreading those. That was a little crash. Let's just pretend that didn't happen and I cut the footage a few seconds ago. Well, I wasn't going to record this delivery, but as it's at the what I call the awkward animal dealer point, I figured I would. And there you go, that's a crash. Let's make our delivery. Right, that is the field finished. And a little bit of extra income. Wasn't as awkward as trying to deliver bales there with a bale trailer that won't actually let you park underneath it. Okay, so the harvester's all finished up on this second wheat field. The baler has finally caught up and is just chucking back and forth doing the bales. I am doing most of these contracts for a reason. I'm just going to leave this while it unloads. This is the sugar beet field just here that we bought sort of roughly in the middle of the map. There's the farmyard from the original Attingham Park series that I did back on FS19. Feel free to go back, have a look over that if you never got to watching it. So we kind of own this sugar beet field anyway. There's no fence or anything between the two fields. So I thought actually buying field 13 eventually would be a good shout. We can just plough this little bit out in the middle and have one big field. So I've done this contract purely to be able to get... sorry. Dive out of the way. I've done this contract on this field purely to be able to get a good discount when the time comes to buy the field, which I'm hoping will be after our harvest. From our harvest, well, most of it's leaning towards production stuff, but we've also got a bunker silo full of silage that's ready to be unveiled, so we will get on with that, I think, and get all that sold at the biogas plant, and then of course that will be a good source of income for us. So I'm going to move this over now to the canola field, our canola field in fact, because that's ready for harvest, and we'll get this started on there. And again, the baling crew will sort of follow on behind and catch up in time. Okay, so ever so slight change of scenery. As you can see, it is raining, so we've had to stop harvesting, because obviously if you harvest when it's raining you get a reduced yield. We're on our own field now, our canola field, so I don't really want to lose any yield from that, just for the sake of keeping on harvesting. So I'm going to speed the time up a little bit to kind of pass through this rain a bit quicker, but I just thought I'd come do a few little jobs. So top up the sheep with food and water. Can I hitch up to this one? Don't think I can with this. Okay, so I came to try and give the sheep some water. I will have to go and get something with a ball hit. So our contracts then. Field 32, the baling, is complete. Let's collect on that. Field 13, the wheat, is complete, and we have taken the bales away, so we can complete on that. Field 33, again wheat, is complete, and the bales have been taken, so we can complete on that. Of the jobs remaining, I don't have an immediate want to buy any of the fields. That one does look appealing for the amount of money it would bring in. But again, we're not doing too badly for money. Again, harvesting jobs. I don't have a great desire that I need to do any of these. And I don't think we can supply anything for these contracts. So that will be that then. I am just coming down to our little production area along here, because we've added something new in. With the canola being harvested, I thought it was about time that we put in a fuel refinery. So we are going to be setting this up. This again can work a little bit like a compost production, and it can also produce compost. So yeah, we're going to be getting going on compost. I'm going to pre-open that just so that's ready to receive. So we will be delivering the canola straight from the field in here. I think it might also take manure. I need to double check. Let's double check that now actually. No, it will not take manure. It will potentially take olives when we do our olives. We've also got sunflowers on the go as well, so it will take canola and sunflowers and make diesel and methane. And those two, the production is 500 compost. So we get diesel, we only get 1 of methane, so that's not a great conversion rate for that. But we get 150 diesel and 500 compost. And what we can potentially do as well, although we don't get the compost out of this one, is turn the oils. So if we turn our canola and our sunflower into canola oil and sunflower oil, and again our olives into olive oil, we could potentially do the oils into a lot of diesel. The electric charge from air we can get going because we have air just going. And yes, we can use the diesel to create electric charge, which then gets sold off. Let's set that to selling. We can also create pig food, not that we have the pigs to use it with, but we can create pig food. Let's set that to distributing, and that will distribute itself to the biogas plant. There we go. We saw it happen. We are still raining. That's good. Yeah, we just saw the reset then. So selling. So actually, yeah, our money's jumped up as well. We need to put some water into that. So while the rain is happening, let's go and get some water to put in. And we'll put some water in that. I'm also as well umming and ahhing about a third tractor, because this whole harvest regime that I'm doing, I need to stop the baler now, don't I? Now that he's caught up, I'm finding a third tractor would be helpful. I've done the throwing thing again. There we go. Let's just back it off a bit. Stop that engine up. If we empty this canola out of here, then we can get some production started at the fuel refinery. Because I've not yet put any diesel into this Valtra. So it's been running well, but it is starting to come ready for a full tank of diesel. So having that diesel there ready to go will be good. Amazingly, this combine has used about half a tank of diesel, and we've only just had it for the harvest. Right, shut that down. We'll take this and get some diesel being produced. And I'll probably keep a small portion of the diesel for our vehicles. I'll probably keep the first 200 litres or so. And then anything that we create on top of that will be used for these productions. this back in the field ready, and I'm going to go and get the water container and get some water going in the straw. The irony of going out to collect water right at the moment. I know. I will catch up with you when it stopped raining, I think.